Hey guys, I'm Creature Hunt Guy, as you may know already, and I just thought I might come to you with a video that is not exactly Godzilla related, but it's still science fiction / horror related. And it's getting kind of dark in here. That's more like it. Well, as you may have remembered, I brought you a movie review of Red Riding Hood, which supposedly was going to be a horror movie, but it really wasn't. I thought maybe I could do another movie review just because I don't have anything specifically Godzilla related. But if you're a fan of John Carpenter's The Thing, or you thought Aliens was a little too tame for you, then this movie is for you, and that is the remake of The Fly. Now, the original Fly movie came out in the 50s, and it was one of the many science fiction teen screen movies, and, well, The Fly looked like Megalon. I mean, like 98% like Megalon. It was kind of ridiculous. This Fly, however, is completely different. And, well, let's just dive right in. So the movie stars Jeff Goldblum as Jeff Goldblum. I'm not even kidding. It's like, that's basically the only thing he can do is this strange, sort of socially unacceptable, geeky sort of guy. And in this movie, he does it perfectly. You know what I'm talking about. I have an invention that, will change the course of human history? Yeah, you and me both know. So yeah, he's talking to this lady reporter friend of his that I guess becomes a friend after he shows that he has a teleporting machine. But for some reason it can't deal with the flesh, which is a problem because that's what he wants to do, is transport a human being from one spot to another spot. And for some reason it just turns him out and makes him look like a glove. Inside out, of course. So he has to fix that. And he does by teaching the machine about flesh, about... That part really isn't explained. He just basically gives it a history lesson on Flesh 101, and for some reason then it can transport baboons. So whilst his girlfriend and reporter goes off to kind of clean the slate with her old boyfriend, who is basically generic 80s bad guy, Mr. Seth Brundle is his name, the character's name. He decides to get all drunk and all angry and decides to get inside the telepod and, well, see if he can teleport himself, as usual, without first testing the baboon to see how it was. But that's not the problem in this case. The problem is you should not operate your teleportation devices from within inside a dirty apartment complex. Because, as always things are going to happen, a fly gets in. A Colin House fly gets in and screws everything up. Of course he doesn't know it at first, but he starts feeling a little weird, like really energetic and really strong and can do stuff and can climb up walls and can lose his teeth. Okay, that's where it starts to go a little nuts for him, and he realizes that something's wrong. And then he decides to look into it a little bit. And what he finds is actually quite unpleasant. He finds that the telepod machine basically became a gene splicer when this fly and him got inside. Not only he didn't absorb it. Oh no, it was fused, becoming Brundle Fly. Admittedly, that's kind of a dumb name for a half-human, half-fly thing, but, you know, he is a science geek. So as is to expected from a person who's got the characteristics of an insect, he becomes a little bit more brutal and a little bit more non-politique, let's say, and his girlfriend decides to be run off. Well, there's a problem. See, there were at least 2 other scenes in the movie that were way too long, especially since you know what's going to happen to this guy. And yes, there are 2 fly sex scenes. Yeah, he's not exactly a fly during this stuff, you know, but one of them sex scenes does come after he became Brundle Fly, but he doesn't know it yet, and neither does she. But now she does, and she's a little afraid that perhaps she's going to have his baby. And that's when she has a dream sequence, which is probably the most disturbing thing in the entire movie, which, I mean, that stuff was totally messed up. I mean, that was just, my gosh. I swear to you, the toughest of you out there will be whizzing your pants at the end of that scene. That stuff is real. And the thing is, it's kind of like a psych out. It's like they had to get all this gore in right at the beginning because it's like, near the end, because it's like during the whole time it's more build-up and more scientific stuff. And it's cool, I know, but I mean, it's gore right there in this dream, but it can't exactly work because that'd be too gory to finish, so they have to make the dream sequence, which means it's all completely useless. And that's when I really, really, really get mad at the movies, because it's like, if you're going to have that in your movie, at least make it part of the story. Don't just throw it out there and say, oh, it's a dream. Don't have to deal with that plot anymore. It makes me mad. But they don't dwell on it too long because it doesn't last too long. But this gives her a reason to go on abortion. Now, this being 1986, it's not exactly legal, so she's got to find a shady doctor who is apparently is a friend of her old boyfriend, bad guy fella. So as she's about to have the operation, the abortion, well, Brundlefly comes in to save the day, yes, and he breaks in and takes her back to his apartment room where he, I guess, tries to talk her out of not having an abortion. Because apparently he believes that the only thing left of Seth Brundle is in her, and, well, that's kind of like his legacy, I guess. But it turns out he wants even more from them. See, the thing to make him even more human, to kind of cancel out all the fly stuff, is to have another human basically another human being inside the telepod with them so they can be fused together, hopefully making him a bit more human and a little less fly. Well, of course, she's not at all down with this idea, and so she basically says, "Nix on that, I don't want to do that." Then when 80s jerk boyfriend comes around, he tries to save the day until his foot and hand are melted off. Then he's a little bit unsure about it, but he's still trying to save the day because, hey, it's his girlfriend, and his fate, I'm telling you right now, is worse than any other you can imagine. I'm serious. So 80s jerk boyfriend manages to shoot the cable of connecting the two telepods together, and so she's of course out of the red now. But unfortunately, Brundlefly, who has at this point become very, very more fly than Brundle, gets kind of stuck in between the telepod itself and him, and it's teleported into the third pod, which means that his genes are now spliced with the telepod's genes, and he's now Brundlefly pod person. And this is when the stuff gets really, really out there. I mean, I'm not kidding. Props to this movie for absolutely just gore. I mean, it's like, ugh, my gosh. But yeah, he crawls out being Brundlefly pod person, and it takes her like 5 minutes to figure out, maybe he shouldn't live like this because it's an existence worse than death. Maybe I should shoot him. And it takes Brundlefly Podman to tell her to shoot him, just by putting the gun to his head. I mean, like, how thick are you? But I guess you can tell her that, I mean, if you saw something like, basically, like a child of Monster X and those aliens from Dusk Till Dawn crawling at you with a cord trailing behind its rear end, you'd be a little bit unsure of what exactly to shoot at to make it, die. So, yeah, okay, I'll give her off for that. But actually she kills it, and that's the end of the movie. No high note on this one. So that's the remake of The Fly, the role that supposedly made Jeff Goldblum big and buff and strong enough to be Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park. In fact, you can tell that but the funny thing about Jeff Goldblum, I'll never get tired of, is how many roles he's in. He's always Jeff Goldblum. I mean, he's always the same person. I mean, in this movie, and in Independence Day, and even in Jurassic Park, he's the same person. In fact, in this movie, it's a throw forward to Jurassic Park, where he's, sitting at a table, banging the table, just like in Jurassic Park when he's trying to make a point. And now, bam, you're selling it. Bam, you gotta copyright it. And you gotta slap it on a plastic box and you're selling it to all the little kids. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Exactly like that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, she was great in this. He really was the role. It was great. As for the other actors, which there weren't that many, they were good too, I guess. I mean, it's all about the gore. It's that. It's just, okay, it's not cinematic gold is what I'm trying to say. But it's basically aimed towards the demographic that enjoyed Aliens and that enjoyed John Carpenter's The Thing. And if you haven't seen those, then you're probably going to want to see those to kind of lead you up to this, because you got to have a lot of desensitization to be able to watch this movie like all the way through, especially at the end. That's when it just goes nuts. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. Because thankfully, most of the transformation is kind of slow, so every time you see him, you're a little bit ready. You're like, I've seen that before. But then, yeah, there are scenes where it gets pretty intense, and it's definitely not for your average audiences out there. It's rated R, that should tell you something right there, so don't take your 13-year-old to go see it or anything, unless it's a 13-year-old that's really, really messed up. And if you're a 13-year-old watching it out there, props to you, man. Props to you. You are the man. But anyway, yes, if you're going to see this movie, I'd say watch it when you're not eating, or even before or after you've eaten for like a day, because if you do, you're going to lose your lunch. But anyway, that was a movie review, another one, and I hope you liked it, and I hope it was informative and very interesting as well. And I hope it just saved you a night's sleep, because if you were thinking to watch this movie, you might want to think again. But not to say it wasn't good. I enjoyed it. I liked it. But, let's just see, well, I'm different. But yes, if you guys like this movie review, and if you want to see more movie reviews of science fiction or horror movies, only those, because this is a Godzilla channel after all, and it has to be somewhat related to horror or science fiction, or else I'm just not going to do it. Red Riding Hood was a different story. I thought that was going to be different, but it wasn't. It was like Twilight 2.5. But that's a different review. If you want to go see that one, go ahead. But like I said, put it in the comments below. See what you think. Tell me what you think. And if you want to see another movie review by me, let me know, because that's something I can do. And I don't have to have anything that the tornado took away to be able to do it. Just my brain and my eyes and my mouth and possibly my fingers too. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop right there. I'm Great Drunk Guy. This was The Fly, and just don't watch it unless you're absolutely sure you want to puke. See you later.